Hey guys, Jack here. I am out at my big Miyagi, my 12 foot by 12 foot garden pond. I've got the pump off. I got to make sure I remember to turn it back on so we don't have dead fish by morning, right? But I got it off so I can talk to you without having any excess noise and talk about the fall workshop. The first day of the fall workshop is all going to be around here, and you can see we have still all this debris from when this installation was done in the spring. We've got pipes up out of the ground, and we're going to be working in this area for the first day. That will be the working portion of the workshop, and we're going to be primarily cleaning this up and building garden beds. Now here's the good news. You ain't going to have to work that hard because we're going to have a mini excavator out here to do all this leveling and rock moving and stuff like that. And I'll show you what the garden beds are going to look like in a minute. But this is kind of the landscape right now. We've got big piles of dirt, and we'll be bringing in more material for fill and things like that. These couple of these black locusts that we planted a few years ago, the way things have changed, they may have to go. As you can see, the pond is doing really nice. I just actually removed a ton of floating vegetation from it because it was a little bit overgrown. That's resulted in some of this. What I found out about this like pond scum that forms here in the summers, it's really weird. When it rains, it all goes away. So I'm gonna play with that later and spray with the garden hose and see if that makes it go away too, because it was completely gone. We finally got some rain about 3 days ago and it was gone for a while. These are the aerators we'll build. We'll be giving you a full explanation if you weren't here for the spring workshop of this pond and how it's been maturing, including the fish kindergarten we got here. And the fact that we even got Africans, I don't know if you can see them, we got African cichlids. There's some African yellows swimming around in here right now. And a bunch of other really cool fish like that big beautiful koi right there, butterfly platinum koi. We'll be talking all about this, but the main work is going to be 4 garden beds. They're going to be really big. They're going to be 12 by 12 in the back and 8 by 8 on the sides. This is going away. This was an idea I had that we're going to do something else with this material. But you might wonder, how do you have a 12 by 12 in the back and 8 by 8 in the front? Well, these garden beds are going to go like this. They're going to be right angle, and I'll show you in a diagram in a second. So on the back side, they're going to be 12 by 12. They're going to go forward 4 feet, and then they're going to come back this way 8 feet, because the front will obviously be smaller. So what do I mean by that? What's that going to look like? Well, if you were up overhead, it's going to look like this, with that being the pond 12 by 12. And this is done with graph paper to scale. It gives us 5 feet of walking space in these paths here. And these are your 8-foot runs, and then a 4-foot and a 4-foot, and that just works out to where you end up with 12-foot and 12-foot. Now, what's really nice about that, and the reason I designed it to this scale, is these timbers that we're going to build this out of are 8 foot. And that means we only have to make 1 cut of some of the timbers. You got a full 8 foot, a full 8 foot, you cut 1 in half, you got 4 and 4, you got 8 and 4 is 12, 8 and 4 is 12. So there'll be no lumber waste with this project at all. And these will be interlocking. They don't need the really strong structural wood screws that we use for this, because they're not holding it back anywhere near as much pressure. But we will do them with an interlocking pattern like this, where they overlap and dovetail each other like that. It'll be really easy. And the most complicated part is going to be getting everything leveled. And again, with an excavator with a push bar, that will be no manual labor whatsoever. And our hope is to get all 4 of these built. The basis of the irrigation install, we're probably not going to do the irrigation though. I will talk about the different methods that I'm considering and get y'all's input when we do this. And we'll have some fun with that. But we'll have water plumbed to each location. We'll be plumbing. This is representing a water line coming in. That's going to come from that pipe that's stubbed up right there. Now that'll come in this way. We're also going to bring that pipe in, and it'll provide water to the pond, and we'll be running underneath the lip of the pond right there over there, because that stock tank that we're using as a fish kindergarten is a perfect place to put in a float valve and I won't ever have to worry about filling this pond manually ever again once that's done. But my hope is to get all 4 of these built. They may not all get filled just because this is a tremendous amount of fill. These are going to be about 30 inches from the ground tall. And the reason I'm building them that deep is, one, to get soil depth at all around here, you kind of have to go up quite a bit, though 30 inches is more than I really need. But I also have ducks everywhere. And the ducks like to go in the gardens and mess them up. It's about 30 inches. I don't know why, because they really could if they wanted to, but anything that's about 30 inches high or higher, they just kind of go, well, okay, I'm not going to do it, and they don't bother it. So that's how high we're going to go. If after we build them and y'all go away, if it becomes a duck problem, it needs to be a little higher, I can easily add one more course on my own. That's another reason we may not finalize the irrigation until after this is all done. But that's the project we're going to be doing. I'll also be giving you guys a tour of the aviary and giving you what's going to be new in here next year. This is going to be a totally different situation. Some of the stuff I've talked about with some of y'all that have been here, and some of the stuff I've talked about on YouTube, but some of the things that are going to happen in here, no one knows except my buddy David what's going to happen in here. My buddy David and my wife are the only 2 people in the world that know right now, and I ain't telling nobody else until this workshop. So that's day 1. We'll be out here making this area, which is beautiful, and there's something even more beautiful. We'll also be doing property tours that day. I'll be taking you guys through this system here. Let me do this right now. I hate to do this to y'all, but I need to get this plugged back in so I don't forget. I have a tendency to forget things, and I do not want to have, again, sorry about the bad camera angles there, but I do not want to forget and not have my aerators running. I'll explain all to you about how they work. We'll be going through my other systems. We'll be talking about the food forest and big changes that are coming to the food forest starting in the spring next year. We'll be talking about the other aquatic systems, the other aquaponic systems. That's all day 1. Day 2 is almost going to take place, well, not 100%, but a lot of it's going to take place right out in my back outdoor kitchen. And this is going to be a very big time socializing day out here. We will be cleaning the area up. It's kind of a wreck right now. We got grandkids and we got a lot on out here. But we're going to be here and we're going to be doing 4 primary courses during the day of food and drink pairings. And this day, on the second day, is going to be really just everybody hanging out, getting to know each other, networking and stuff like that. And we're going to put on some food that I don't think you could probably go anywhere and get anywhere else. Not the way we're going to do it. All the food paired with drinks. We're going to start out with the Bloody Mary bar. Of course, we're going to do breakfast in the outbuilding first, and then we're going to have a presentation by Nick Ferguson. Then we're going to bring people out here. That'll give us time to get set up. We'll start out with the Bloody Mary bar, and then we're going to focus on 4 different things. We're going to do something that's smoked, something that's herbed, something that's spiced, and then just because we can, something that's fried. Again, all with drink pairings. And then we'll be moving out to the fire pit that's out that way, and we'll be having Barter Blanket. What happens at Barter Blanket? You don't get to know what happens at Barter Blanket. It's like Las Vegas. What happens at the Barter Blanket stays at the Barter Blanket. And you got to come here to find out. Nobody's allowed to video, photo, record anything that goes on the Barter Blanket. I'm just saying. Moving back to Thursday, the first day of the event, Thursday night, something special is going to be going on in there. I can't tell you what that is either, but there'll be a thing after the evening meal. And then we'll be getting this place all fixed up again. It's kind of a little bit ramshackled right now, but this is our 1,800 square foot shop. And we'll be doing presentations in here on Saturday. But Friday, before y'all come out, you'll have a presentation with Nick in here. This is where we do breakfast and our main meals in here. And we'll be doing our presentations in here. And our last day, our Saturday day of this workshop, is going to focus on how to live a better life through, I don't know, not being broke is a way to look at it. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about sales. And the way we're going to talk about sales is going to help you even if you're never a salesman. I'm going to have a guy talk to you who's doing the majority of sales for his company, and he ain't even a salesman. How's that work? You'll find out. We're going to be talking about how to sell anything from yourself to multi-million-dollar contracts. I'll be talking about how to, well, here I am. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to monetize your life. I mean, if you think about it, that's what I do, and that's what a lot of people are doing today. But you don't have to be, you know, a podcaster or a YouTube star or anything like that to monetize your life. There's other ways to do that. But this is going to be off the hook. Tickets go on sale Saturday morning. They always sell out like that. MSB members get to go first. So now you know what's going on. Make sure you get up early. There's a link down in the video notes here that tells you what time you need to get up if you want to log into your account and get signed up. What if you're not a member? Can you come? Maybe, but not likely. This is why I always let my members have the weekend to sign up. So Saturday go on sale. They could all say Saturday and Sunday. If we don't sell out all the tickets, then Monday they go to anybody who wants them. That's happened like 2 or 3 times out of like, I don't know, almost 20 events now. So what that means is with all this stuff going on and being this big of an event, it ain't likely. So I want to see you. I know you guys want to see each other. Many of you guys, and that's something else, guys, I kind of want to point that out. Our average person that comes to one of these events has been to at least 3 or 4 of them already. They're $500 with a $150 deposit. You're here from a Wednesday showing up. They set up your campsite and all that. 3 days of workshop and go home Sunday. That's a pretty good investment of money and time, and I do appreciate everybody that comes here and does that. But I want to point something out. When you got people that have been to 5, 6, 7, 8 of these things or more and they keep coming back, it's because we're doing something special. If you've thought about coming to one, even though the tickets sell out, if you get up and you get online at, you know, it's 9 Central Standard Time, so you adjust for your time zone. If you get up and try, I've never met anybody that couldn't get up, try, and get to come to one. If you forget, you might get locked out. The fastest one ever sold out was 43 minutes. So that means anybody could have, but not everybody got to. So think about that, and I hope to see you soon. And come hang out with me at my place, and I think we'll have a good time together. And the baby ducks who just got here today, they'll be waiting on you, and they'll be like adolescent, teenage ducks by then. Catch you later.